Do you like mysteries? To wander through the enigmatic mist of the inexplicable? Great. I'm Merc, and here you'll find what you're looking for. Welcome to my domains. The truth dissolves into the mist.
The night hides the oldest secrets of our species, and somewhere beneath the silent sands of southeastern Turkey lies a structure that challenges everything we think we know. Göbekli Tepe rises like a stone riddle carved before civilization had a name, an ancient temple that should not exist. Its monoliths stretch into the darkness as if waiting for someone to decode the message left by hands that should have been incapable of creating something so precise. As you watch this, imagine standing inside a place older than cities, older than writing, older than agriculture itself. A place built by humans who, according to history, should not have possessed the knowledge to raise megaliths weighing tons. Göbekli Tepe demands that you question the foundations of human origin. If you dare, lean closer to the ruins in your mind. Picture the massive T-shaped pillars rising like silent sentinels. Each stone carries the presence of something watching from behind the veil of time. Carved foxes, vultures, and serpents coil along the limestone like warnings left for whoever would return millennia later. The precision of these carvings defies the simplistic image of early hunter-gatherers. Someone, or something, knew exactly what they wanted this place to become. Archaeologists have dated the site to around 12,000 years old, long before the rise of farming. Yet the architecture suggests advanced planning and symbolic thinking far ahead of its era. The first question that echoes through the ruins is not who built it, but how. A hunter-gatherer society should not have possessed the organization or engineering capabilities to construct a complex like this. Yet the stones stand unbroken, whispering that history is incomplete, or worse, rearranged. Those who walk among the pillars describe an unnerving stillness, as if the air itself is holding its breath. Some say that as the sun sets behind the hills, shadows stretch between the stones in deliberate patterns, aligning with a purpose long forgotten. Others believe that Göbekli Tepe was more than a temple, that it was a gathering point for knowledge that predates humanity as we understand it. Imagine the builders dragging monoliths across harsh terrain without wheels or beasts of burden. Imagine them shaping perfect circles when geometry was not supposed to exist. Something drove them, something powerful enough to make them reshape the land around them. Look closely at the carvings. They are not random animals etched for decoration. They appear arranged like a coded language, a system of symbols telling a story we cannot yet translate. Some researchers propose that the layout aligns with celestial bodies, hinting that the builders possessed an understanding of the sky. If that is true, then our ancestors were not just survivors. They were observers of cosmic movements. They were trying to immortalize something far older than themselves. As the decades crawled by, the builders did something no one can explain. They deliberately buried Göbekli Tepe. They covered it with tons of soil, as if protecting it from something or hiding it from someone. Why would a civilization invest centuries creating a monumental temple only to cover it back up? Some say it was ritual. Others suggest fear. A few whisper that they buried knowledge humanity was not ready to handle, a warning sealed beneath the earth until the world changed enough to understand. Now imagine standing there at night. No tourists, no voices, only wind cutting through the pillars. You run your hand along the cold stone and feel the marks of ancient fingers. Each movement intentional, each symbol part of a pattern we have yet to unlock. The silence becomes heavier, as if something beneath wants to rise again. Göbekli Tepe becomes less of a ruin and more of a threshold, a doorway between the known and the forgotten. There are theories claiming that the site could be evidence of an unknown civilization, one older than any recorded culture. Others insist it was a meeting point between early humans and something they perceived as divine. Before we move forward, ask yourself one question. If a temple like this existed 12,000 years ago, what else lies hidden, waiting for us to uncover the next impossible truth? When you step deeper into the core of Göbekli Tepe, every stone begins to feel like a message left for someone who has not yet arrived. The ground beneath your feet carries the weight of thousands of years of silence, compressed into a single overwhelming presence, standing inside those circular enclosures. You sense a structure designed with purpose, but not a purpose we understand. The pillars face inward, as if forming a council of stone figures frozen mid-conversation. Towering shapes that resemble guardians watching over a ritual long erased. Their smooth surfaces contrast with the sharp engravings of beasts that once ruled the night, suggesting both reverence and fear. Some researchers believe the site may have functioned as a place where human consciousness was reshaped. The transition from nomadic existence to settled life seems to echo from the stone rings. Instead of agriculture bringing people together to build temples, Göbekli Tepe suggests the opposite. That perhaps the need for ritual, the need to commune with something greater, was the true catalyst behind the birth of civilization. If that is true, then the first step toward humanity as we know it was not survival but belief. A belief powerful enough to carve a sanctuary capable of surviving 12 millennia. Yet the site refuses to answer the simplest question: who taught these early humans to build with such precision? No signs of domestic structures surround the area, no homes, no villages, no evidence of a community large enough to sustain such monumental construction. It is as if the builders arrived, completed a task that exceeded their era, then vanished. Some theorists argue that the knowledge required to erect Göbekli Tepe came from an external influence, a lost culture or an unknown tradition older than recorded time. Others propose that the builders may have perceived guidance from celestial forces, interpreting the stars as instructors rather than distant lights. Look again at the paired pillars placed at the center of each circle. They stand taller than the rest, like deities or ancestral figures. Their forms resemble stylized human shapes, arms carved along the sides, hands resting on the waist. These are not primitive figures. Their proportions are intentional, and their placement suggests hierarchy. When moonlight touches them, their silhouettes become disturbingly human, turning the sanctuary into a gathering of stone beings awaiting someone who abandoned them thousands of years ago. More unsettling is the growing theory that the site maps the sky at a specific moment in ancient history. Some believe the animals carved onto the pillars correspond to constellations, turning Göbekli Tepe into a cosmic diagram. If this is correct, the builders may have attempted to preserve knowledge about an event they found crucial or terrifying, a terrestrial memory intertwined with a celestial warning. Imagine them observing the heavens, charting each shift, each sign, then imprinting that information into stone so the future could decode what they witnessed. But humanity did not decode it. Instead, the place was buried, not by time, but by human hands. The intentional burial becomes the darkest part of the mystery. It suggests a decision, a collective choice to hide the temple rather than destroy it. Whatever happened at Göbekli Tepe was important enough to seal away rather than leave visible. Perhaps the rituals changed. Perhaps the knowledge became dangerous. Perhaps those who understood its purpose disappeared, leaving the new generation afraid of the power contained within the stones. Some imagine a scenario where the builders believed something would return, something they wanted the site to be shielded from. As modern excavations uncover more rings, older levels continue to appear beneath the surface, each deeper layer revealing an even more complex structure. It is as if the builders repeatedly returned to expand the sanctuary, guided by a plan spanning centuries. This continuous construction implies an unbroken tradition of knowledge, a lineage that eventually ended for reasons we can only speculate. Every layer pushes humanity's timeline back further, forcing us to reconsider whether we were truly the first to reach for the sacred. Now picture yourself standing alone among the monoliths, the sky above you clear and cold. There is a moment when the silence becomes overwhelming, when the wind slips through the pillars like something whispering from the past. Göbekli Tepe becomes a mirror reflecting our ignorance, a reminder that we are not the culmination of human history, but merely the latest observers of a story that began long before recorded time. You feel the weight of that story pressing against you, as if inviting you to imagine what still lies buried in the darkness beneath your feet. The question that remains is not what Göbekli Tepe was, but what it represents: a forgotten chapter of humanity, a fragment of a lost civilization, a warning encoded in stone, or the first attempt to reach beyond the human condition towards something we no longer understand. Whatever the answer is, it waits beneath the ground, patient and timeless, asking only that we continue to dig, continue to question everything we think we know. Göbekli Tepe does not reveal secrets, it exposes them, leaving us to decide whether we are prepared to confront the true origins of our species. And as you walk away from the ruins, one thought follows you like a shadow. If this temple was only one of many yet to be uncovered, what other impossible truths are still buried, waiting for the moment the earth itself decides to release them?
Did you like this mystery? And what is your theory? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed it, then like and share. I'm Merc, and I'll be waiting for you in the next mystery.